if you have nothing good to say, don't say something to somebody. So, he had a lot to say that was demeaning and disparaging towards some of our players. First seeing that look on his face, just disappointed, knowing that he has so much left, for the year and giving more to this team. So, we're behind him 100%. We're going to support him however we can.
Myles was talking about how you guys are such a young team and sometimes the gelling takes time in those situations. How do you balance the patience with some of the younger guys coming along with, obviously, your urgency to win every week?
Time waits for no man. No, it's got to be urgent with everyone. It's not just the older guys who've been through it. The young guys got to understand. This goes by quick. Little did I know I'd be here 9 years in, talking to you all. So, don't take any time for granted. We got to win now.
The fact that you guys are going to finish with losing record, Myles, and you've been talking so optimistically, how tough is that knowing that that's set in now and playoffs are really unlikely? It's whatever.
I don't know how unlikely they are, but I just continue to fight to win. So, whoever's the next opponent, they're going to get our very best, and let the chips fall as they may. I can't worry about how the end result's going to be. Just worry about giving your very best every play.
I won't say a waste of time. I don't know what that was. We would have connected more. It'll give us a better chance of winning games. So of course, I wish all those plays connected. But it's football. It's not going to be perfect all the time.
Jerry Jeudy is taking major heat after that explosive sideline moment where he went off on Shedeur Sanders, pointing fingers at him while the offense struggled. Everyone in the stadium witnessed it, and the reaction was immediate. Fans, analysts, and former players across the league started weighing in. And then Myles Garrett entered the conversation, and he didn't pull any punches.
Like, as players and as teammates, we have to be able to gel with each other and be comfortable with each other in every situation. That takes time. That takes a lot of things. So, this team is not going to be a microwave thing,
Garrett admitted he couldn't understand why Jeudy chose to attack Shedeur like that, calling it completely unnecessary and outright wrong. Garrett went even further, making it crystal clear that the locker room is completely behind Shedeur Sanders. No questions asked, no debate. He wanted the world to know the team stands united with their quarterback through this controversy, and that Jeudy shouldn't expect the fallout from his public meltdown to just disappear. After speaking to reporters, Myles Garrett also gathered the team and laid it out straight. They're not letting outside noise distort what really happened. He made absolutely sure everyone understood that nobody in that facility supports Jeudy's outburst towards Shedeur Sanders. That message landed exactly where it needed to. The support gave Shedeur some peace of mind, knowing the veterans and team leaders were firmly in his corner when things got ugly. But Shedeur Sanders is carrying his own frustrations too, particularly after watching the offense collapse around him. Despite giving everything he had, the team couldn't capitalize on their opportunities. That brutal 8-26 loss stung deep. Shedeur finally let those emotions surface, calling out the offense, especially Jeudy, for failing to match his energy and commitment when the game was on the line.
It's about being more confident, whenever we are getting slow. It's about rallying the guys, and I didn't do a great job of that today. Rallying everybody together whenever things aren't going our way.
He made it abundantly clear the offense needs to step up in these moments because performances this sloppy simply can't continue. Shedeur wasn't holding back. He called the loss unacceptable and said performances like that cannot happen again. He put the entire offense on notice, reinforcing that accountability isn't negotiable at this level. He's done watching talent get wasted because guys aren't fully dialed in. He also revealed his concerns about the lack of confidence he sensed from the offense during critical drives. The execution wasn't crisp, players looked hesitant, and despite everyone knowing what was at stake, nobody elevated their game in crucial moments. Shedeur emphasized that unity is essential during challenging stretches, but this game exposed them breaking down instead of rallying together. The final score told that story. His frustration was genuine, and it showed a young quarterback refusing to accept a lower standard. Even with everything crumbling around him, Shedeur Sanders delivered some spectacular quarterback play, making throws that should have completely shifted momentum. But having highlight reel moments means nothing when your team doesn't rise with you. He kept them in the fight, but he couldn't carry it alone, and the absence of support was painfully obvious. Then came one of the most puzzling coaching calls of the entire night. Inside the red zone, with a legitimate chance to change the game's trajectory, Kevin Stefanski abruptly pulled Shedeur out and gave the ball to Judkins, who was already getting stonewalled by the 49ers defense.
More power to him, but I'm just trying to keep my guys focused on the game and not worried about stuff outside of it, because we're focused on what's on the field.
Everyone watching could tell Judkins wasn't finding any running lanes, yet Stefanski still meant to him rather than trusting Shedeur to close out the drive. That decision destroyed their momentum and illustrated just how disconnected the offensive strategy felt in that critical moment. The gamble backfired spectacularly, and fans were left stunned. You could read the frustration all over Shedeur's face, because he knew he had the hot hand, he knew he had the right reads, and he knew he should have been leading that play. The coaching staff took a major risk, and it only made the offense look even more disjointed. Given how well he was playing, there was zero justification for pulling the ball out of his hands, and the decision just amplified the existing tension with Jeudy. Shedeur's frustration with Jeudy became even more justified after that sequence. When a quarterback is already dealing with questionable play calling and an unreliable offensive unit, the absolute last thing he needs is a teammate publicly turning on him during the game. Jeudy's outburst didn't just violate team protocol, it made the entire dysfunction harder to correct. And here's where the pressure really intensifies. Teammates are now quietly picking sides, and everyone in the NFL knows locker room tension can spiral out of control quickly if leadership doesn't address it. If Jeudy doesn't own his actions or demonstrate accountability, this situation could evolve into a season-defining rift. The Browns can't let internal ego battles cause more damage than opposing defenses. Beyond that, fans are demanding explanations. Social media is flooded with clips, breakdowns, and passionate reactions criticizing Jeudy and questioning the coaching decisions. Do you think that Shedeur built on his first start last week against the Raiders? Yeah, I'd have to look at it, Mary Kay. Obviously, he's battling like all of our guys are battling. I know there's place he wants back, but we'll look at it, we'll correct it. Will you start him next week? Yes. Many fans believe Shedeur proved he's capable of leading this offense, but he can't lead a group that isn't locked in with him. The pressure now falls squarely on Stefanski, Jeudy, and the rest of the offense to demonstrate they can unite behind their quarterback or risk having this drama overshadow their entire season. He was performing at an elite level, but players like Jeudy kept complicating his job when he should have been dominating. One of the most glaring examples happened on the Browns' opening play. Shedeur Sanders identified the pocket opening up perfectly in front of Jeudy and delivered a beautiful, precisely timed pass right into that window. But instead of attacking the open space, Jeudy decelerated and drifted off course, letting the ball fall incomplete when it should have been a routine completion. Jeudy's sideline explosion toward Shedeur generated significant attention, but it didn't change the fundamental problem. His inconsistency has been undermining the Browns throughout the entire season. Even in previous games where Shedeur displayed that same composure and laser accuracy, Jeudy failed to deliver in crucial situations, including a touchdown that vanished simply because he couldn't execute the catch. On one critical snap, Shedeur rolled right and drew multiple defenders with him, creating a completely wide-open opportunity for Jeudy downfield. He unleashed a perfect deep ball, dropping it exactly where Jeudy needed it for an easy score. But a mental lapse caused Jeudy to lose control of the football, fumbling away a touchdown opportunity that any focused receiver should have secured without issue. The throw was perfection, showcasing just how talented Shedeur is at creating plays under duress. But once again, Jeudy couldn't convert. Despite the 49ers bringing constant pressure all game long, Shedeur kept making incredibly difficult throws look effortless, executing with remarkable precision. There was even a play where he stood literally unprotected, no offensive lineman in front of him, completely vulnerable in the pocket, and he still fired a laser-accurate strike like he was in a clean pocket. In that dangerous moment, Shedeur demonstrated exactly why teammates and coaches have faith in him. He kept delivering accurate passes even while facing down one of the NFL's most ferocious defenses. One of those throws deserves closer examination because it perfectly illustrated why he's becoming the quarterback everyone projected him to be. And while Jeudy kept attempting to create controversy around Shedeur Sanders, things didn't unfold the way he anticipated. Jeudy didn't outperform Shedeur, he wasn't even close. Stefanski recognized the difference clearly and made his position known. He was committing to Shedeur moving forward. He even made it official publicly, announcing that Sanders would start next week and crediting him for maintaining his poise while the rest of the offense fell apart. Despite the Browns taking a loss, Shedeur's ability to perform under intense pressure wasn't just noticeable, it was the defining performance of the entire game. His composure became the central talking point afterward, and Stefanski made certain to emphasize it while officially naming Shedeur the starter going forward. For a young quarterback facing an elite defense, inconsistent protection, and a volatile receiver, his response was exceptional and earned him widespread respect throughout the organization. In conclusion, everything surrounding Shedeur Sanders, Jerry Jeudy, and the Browns' battle with the 49ers created a chaotic but illuminating situation. It revealed exactly who was rising to the challenge and who was contributing to the dysfunction. Shedeur's accuracy and decision-making were on display, proving he can compete even when elite defenses are attacking from every direction. Despite all that pressure, his performance was constantly sabotaged by insufficient support from teammates, especially Jeudy, whose mistakes and sideline antics exposed deeper problems within the offense. Jeudy yelling at Shedeur on the sideline didn't just create a spectacle, it sparked serious questions about accountability throughout the team, and players like Myles Garrett stepped up to make absolutely clear who they were supporting. Shedeur's frustration with Jeudy was undeniable and completely warranted. There were also questionable coaching decisions that compounded the problems. Stefanski's choice to pull Shedeur in the red zone for Judkins, who was getting stuffed repeatedly, added another dimension to the confusion, particularly when Shedeur was clearly rolling. Decisions like that only fueled the frustration building throughout the roster. What makes this entire situation even more explosive is how the locker room is beginning to respond. Players aren't broadcasting everything publicly, but you can sense the tension mounting behind closed doors. When a quarterback is doing everything possible and still getting undermined by mistakes he didn't create, teammates start questioning priorities, focus, and leadership. If the Browns don't resolve this quickly, this could escalate into a full-blown locker room split. And the fans are capturing every single detail. Clips of Jeudy slowing down on routes, dropping passes, and arguing on the sideline are circulating everywhere. Meanwhile, analysts are replaying Shedeur's throws and highlighting how he kept them competitive despite the chaos. These decisions, combined with critical missed opportunities from key players, only made the night more difficult for the Browns. But through all the adversity, Shedeur Sanders remained focused and continued demonstrating that resilience coaches search for. His ability to perform under genuine pressure, even when everything around him was disintegrating, did not go unnoticed. Stefanski recognized that competitive fire, that potential, and that mental toughness, and he publicly confirmed that Shedeur would remain the starting quarterback moving forward.
This decision, even following a tough loss, highlighted Shedeur's true value. His leadership and his skill were the standout elements of the entire game. Regardless of what the scoreboard showed, it was evident Shedeur displayed the qualities of a quarterback who refuses to quit. That's the mentality that establishes the standard for an entire organization. Ultimately, the Browns' loss served as a powerful reminder that in the NFL, even an outstanding individual performance can get buried when the team's collective effort isn't there. But for Shedeur, proving he could lead through chaos and continue battling in difficult moments builds a solid foundation for his future with this franchise. Games like this reveal who's built for the biggest stages, and Shedeur proved he belongs there. What do you think about Shedeur Sanders' performance in this game? Was his frustration with Jeudy justified, or should he have reacted differently when things boiled over? And how do you feel about Stefanski deciding to publicly back Shedeur and confirm him as the starter going forward? Do you believe the tension between Shedeur and Jeudy will impact the team's chemistry in the coming weeks? And finally, do you think the Browns can turn things around with Shedeur leading the offense, or will the same issues, drops, miscommunication, and inconsistent play, keep holding them back? We'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this, and what do you believe the team needs to do to finally get everything synchronized? Because here's the reality. This turning point could determine the rest of their season. If the Browns rally behind their quarterback, eliminate the mistakes, and lock in as a complete unit, this offense could transform rapidly. But if the disconnect persists, the pressure, the tension, and the spotlight will only intensify every single week. So now the question becomes straightforward.
Are the Browns ready to fight alongside Shedeur Sanders, or will the same problems keep dragging them down?